Hello, friends. Welcome to today's reading. It's been a couple weeks. Sorry, I was away. I went to North Carolina for a few days with my friends for one of my good friends' birthdays. So, yeah. But I'm back now. Today we're doing a pick a card. Well, actually, we're doing pick a flower. You can choose from any of these flowers. You can do all 4 piles if you want. It's going to be a pretty quick reading for each pile since there's 4 of them. But we'll see the vibes. But today's reading is going to be for my singles. It's going to be, what is it that is like blocking you from having love, or, why are you single, basically. We're going to see if there's anything that you are doing, like anything that like you need to work on, and then if there's anything in your like environment that needs to be changed that will help, and lastly, advice from your spirit team. So like I said, it's going to be a pretty quick reading. So if you want to watch more than one pile, you absolutely can. If not, that's fine. You can just pause here. This is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. I'll actually show you the flowers up close if you would like. So that's pile 1. This is pile 2. This is pile 3. And this is pile 4. So if you need more time, go ahead and just pause. Use your intuition, not just your eyes, please, to pick your pile. See which one you are most drawn to. And I will see you there. Okay. Hello, pile 1s. I'm going to put your flower right here. So I actually started this reading at 4:44, first of all. So your guides, your spirit team, they definitely have some messages for you later. So definitely stay tuned for that. Like I said, it'll be a pretty quick reading, I think. I mean, I always talk a lot, so. But this is the flower that you chose. I actually want to read the flower a little bit. So this is, it looks like a peony almost. Peony? I don't know how to say that. But it's actually a rose. It's a type of rose. I'm not sure exactly which kind of rose it is. Like, I don't know the actual genus, I guess, or specific epithet of it, but it kind of looks like a peony, and I feel like you might almost put on a kind of mask when it comes to relationships. You might be one way with your friends, with your family, with people that you're close to, whatever, but once you meet someone that you're interested in or you think is cute or whatever the case may be, you might like kind of put a guard up or some kind of mask in some kind of way. Not that you're like two-faced or anything, it's just you might have been hurt before. Maybe you were like very open with someone in a past relationship. As you can see, the flower is like really opened, and you can see like the I'm not really sure if these are stamens or what, but you can see the middle, and that's usually where like the bees go. But it's just making me, it's just like you might have been very open to love before in the past, but it didn't work out, and maybe you have a bit of trauma with that, like for whatever possibilities or reasons, or and so now when there is somebody that you're interested in, you're kind of just a little closed off in a way. It could come out in like in any different way based on whoever's watching this, obviously, but like you're just different than how you normally are. And so that could be kind of holding you back a little bit, because obviously you can't have love if you're not being like your authentic self. Or you can have a type of love, but it's not going to be like an honest, true love, because you're not fully being yourself. So that's what I'm getting with that flower. So you might resonate with that if you chose this pile. If not, that's totally fine. This is, hopefully a decent amount of people are going to see this, so they might it might just resonate with like majority of y'all that picked this, but that's just what I'm getting from that particular flower. So, okay, so first let's just check out your energy. As to why you're like single. This is like really for people that are like chronically single, to be honest. And like you've just been, you might have been single for a while. So what is the energy that pile 1 brings that is keeping them single or from having love, whether they're doing it on purpose or not? Indecision. Again, it's more like you're indecisive with like your personality. Let's see what else comes out, but I don't know. I'm very much feeling this energy of like a mask. Okay, so we have indecision, contract, and blossoming abundance. Like I said, I think that there was just something, maybe you were in a relationship before and you thought that it was going to be this beautiful, abundant love, and it just wasn't. She has a blindfold on and she has to like feel the weight to know if it's true or not, if it's fair almost. And in the picture, I mean, it doesn't even look like it's balanced. Maybe it is, but it looks slightly off. And it's like, well, she's blindfolded, so she doesn't even know. And it's making me think like this love almost like weighed you down a bit. Or you being in the, well, no, never mind for that part. But yeah, it's like it weighed you down in some kind of way because you thought that it was going to be amazing and beautiful, and then it ended up being very confusing. You felt like stuck almost. And with this huge tree here, it's like you had a really solid foundation, and so maybe that's why you were like, okay, this is great. But it ended up still being like not what you wanted, or you know, the person was just like not who you thought that they were going to be. And it's like you tried to like have fairness and have a beautiful relationship, but there was just something that was just a little off, and it kind of stopped the abundant love from coming to you, or from you like having it. Let's get some tarot cards. What is it now that is stopping them, that they're doing? There is just a lot about mask. We haven't seen anybody's face yet. I mean, not that I pulled that many cards, but yeah, look, we have anxiety. We have the 9 of Swords. Now it's just like you got to a point where you just like overthink everything when it comes to love. Because you're so worried. Because again, like you thought that because you had a good foundation, it's kind of like you thought that you did everything right. Like obviously the judicial system should be just and fair and whatever. And like it's just not. And again, she is very trusting in the balance, in the scale. And that's why she's blindfolded. But we can see that it's not exactly even. It's not exactly balanced. So to her, she might think it's balanced because she's blindfolded, so she wouldn't know. But it's like, it's not. So I don't know. It's just feeling like now it causes you anxiety because you thought that everything was fine. You thought that everything was fair. You thought that everything was going to be good. Maybe you felt like, okay, I did everything right. It's almost like how society is like, okay, you're supposed to like meet a person, date them for a little bit, get married, like be intimate, have a baby, You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to do it in like a certain order kind of thing. You're supposed to do it a certain way, aka the right way, which obviously there is no right way, but you know, that's what like we or society kind of like tries to sell. Um and it's like you did everything like correct and it still didn't work. So it's kind of like, well, now I feel like I was sold a lie almost. That's like what I'm getting. And so it gives you anxiety because now you're like, well, even if I do everything right, it's still not right. So now what, you know? So it might make you just like overthink because of the fact that you're like, well, I did everything to a T the way that I quote unquote should have, and it still didn't work. So like, what do I do now? And like, it might just be a little difficult for you to like maneuver because you're kind of just like, I don't have a playbook. I don't have a guide or anything like that. So maybe that's why you have indecisive here. Like, it just like makes you feel confused. But maybe you should just try to follow your heart. I know that sounds ridiculous, but like with blossoming abundance, like it's very nature filled. Everything is harmonious. I mean, it looks like this is like, I don't know if this is a pond or what we're looking at here, but it kind of looks like it could be the pond or the sky, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But the point that I'm seeing is that there's a lot of flowers, there's a lot of nature, there's a lot of different animals and flowers that are combining to make this one beautiful scene. And it's like they just grow. Like the wildlife here just grows, and it just attracts different animals and life to it, you know. Yeah, I think that like you just kind of overanalyze to the point where it kind of is even stressing you out. You know, because you're trying to like master like how to do it properly, but there is no proper way to love. You know, sometimes it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You could do everything quote unquote right, but because it involves another person, because it involves something like feelings, and it's not like a hard set in stone. It's not like math. If you've ever seen the movie The Materialists, I think that would be a good movie for you to watch if you've never watched it before. It's with Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, and Chris Evans, I believe. Like what's his name in Marvel? Captain America. I love him so much. But yeah. I think you should watch that. I feel like that kind of resonates. You might be Dakota Johnson in that case scenario. Because she's very like calculated almost, but it's like you can't calculate love, you know? And so maybe you just do that now, and it's kind of blocking you a bit. Which I understand why you're doing it, you know. It's hard. It's hard. Like love is just like crazy. But okay, and then you also have Page of Swords. So I feel like because you do this, because you kind of like give yourself a little bit of anxiety, or you have anxiety with this, it makes you like kind of just like naive in a way, because again, it's just like there's no rule book to this. So it's just like you trying to be perfect and trying to find the perfect route is not. Maybe you like stress out about what you're going to say. If you're like the type of person that like rehearses what you're going to say, like it's not helping. You're just being naive in a way that's like, there's no script. They're probably 99% of the time when people like have ideas of what a person is going to say, like how they're going to respond to what you say, they never are on script. And then it messes you up because then you're like, well, crap, I wasn't prepared to answer whatever they like responded. So now what? You have a lot of swords here. A lot of thinking. But yeah, and then we have the Five of Swords as well. So this is kind of just like, kind of like cutthroat almost. You might hold your thoughts very close to you. And like I said before with the mask, it's like, again, you're very open with people that you know and that you have a relationship with already. But when it comes to new people that you're actually interested in romantically, you keep things close to you. And then you're kind of like on the defense almost. But it's like at the same time, it's like you're kind of giving them only what you want them to see because you want them to perceive you a certain way, but it's not the full truth. It's not fully you. And it kind of harms not just you from having love, but it could also harm the other person because like they might think that they found a genuine connection with you, and or they might think that like you're not the one for them, but like realistically they don't even truly know what goes on in your head because you don't tell them, because you're still like, because you have this like little bit of like of a mask on, and you overthink and you're planning too much and things like that. It's not that you're lying, it's just you withhold a lot. For sure. Okay. Let's just see if there's anything like in your environment that could also be, or just like around you almost, that could also be holding you back. Oh my goodness. I said these readings were going to be 15 minutes, but let's be honest, I'm a yapper. Okay, we have foxglove. Sexuality. I'm just going to pull 2 of these and then I'm going to pull more tarot cards. So just give me a moment. Anything else that might be holding them back? That's outside of themselves. Maybe you're like scared to have sex now, or maybe just like you're not uncomfortable with your, oh look, modesty. Ha! I feel like that makes a lot of sense. We have 33 here. That might be significant for you. Yeah, I was just feeling like, hold on, I'm going to pull more cards. It's just feeling like maybe now you are a bit more modest, and like maybe you're going through like you're celibate right now, or abstinent, whatever it's called. Like you choose not to have sex because it was just like maybe you just correlate sex with the bad relationship or relationships or whatever. So you're like, okay, well, I'm just like not gonna do that anymore, which is totally fair. You know, do what you want. If you don't want to have sex, whatever. But if you do want to have sex and you're just like not doing it because you think that that's like the best option, I don't necessarily think it's helping you. Some people are just sexual beings and that's okay. Some people like can have sex without like feelings, or they can have sex, or like they want to have sex even with feelings, like, and even if it's like not, even if they're not like together with someone, you know what I mean? But sex is an intimate thing. So sorry, I didn't mean for this to get 18 plus, but sex is an intimate thing. So it's just like, if in the moment of having sex you like more feeling, that is fine. You know what I mean? And you might just have to find a partner or someone, whoever, for whatever reasons why you're having sex with them, just someone that like can accept that, even if you guys don't want to like be together. You know what I mean? Because example, you know how a lot of people, I'm gonna say men specifically because I feel like a lot of women watch my videos, but not that everybody is obviously into men, but I'm just using this as an example. I feel like a lot of times if you talk to a man about having sex with a woman, they're very like, oh, I don't want them to fall in love with me, you know, because like women are like super emotional and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, you're entering a woman's body. So if they feel like they want to feel feminine and loved and whatever while you guys are having sex, that's totally fine. But as soon as it's done, and as soon as the aftercare is done, whatever, then they can go on their merry way if they choose to. You know what I mean? I don't understand why they can't just play the part at the least during the thing. I don't really know why this is coming out right now, but I don't know. Maybe this is resonating with you in some kind of way, so I'm just going to keep the vibes going. But I don't know. It just feels like maybe you're trying to be modest in some kind of way or whatever. Maybe you think that like withholding, because remember with before I was talking about like doing things like the correct way. So like maybe now your thought process is, well, I'm not going to have sex with anyone until I'm dating them. And maybe that is holding you back a little bit, because maybe you are a more sexual person and you can have sex without actually being in a relationship with someone. That's totally okay. And just because you do have sex with someone without being in a relationship with them does not mean that you are any less worthy of love. You know what I'm saying? So like keep that in mind. But yeah, we have the 10 of Swords here, and it's like everyone, it looks like this is reminding me of Bridgerton, which I'm actually rewatching right now. But it's like everyone is talking to her and like they're having a nice time, whatever, but then she has these swords in her back, and it's like people are, I don't know, stabbed her in the back, talking about her, some kind of, and she's kind of like putting on a brave face almost, but realistically she's hurting. So again, with the mask, I feel like it just keeps popping up. It's like, are you not being yourself? Whether because of your choice or because of others around you make you feel like you cannot be yourself. Because sometimes people like tell you like, this is what you're supposed to do, especially if you're around other people that are in relationships. I feel like they always tend to like give advice, and it's like, I didn't ask for your advice, girl. I don't give a fuck. Or guy, whoever. It's like, you know what I mean? Like obviously like advice is nice, but like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not gonna elaborate. But like some people be like, oh, it'll just like come to you when you're, no, shut up. I don't want to hear that. Like, so yeah, I don't know. For some reason, and with Bridgerton, like they are very modest. Like they're not supposed to. They can barely even like touch hands, bare hands with no gloves before they're married. They can't even be in the same room together without a chaperone before they're married. So like there's definitely this vibe of like trying to be modest and suppressing sexuality. Maybe you are feeling like you like women, or you like men, or like something like different, opposite from you, whatever, or the same as you, whatever, like you're like maybe you're gay or something, or maybe just like your own sexuality like you're dealing with right now, and like that is something that is just affecting your love life because it's just something that you have to figure out. But yeah, that's the vibe. Let's see if there's anything else, and then we'll just get advice, and then we're done. Okay, I need this. It seems like there's a lot that this deck wants to say to you, but now it's like not speaking. Like, please. Okay. Like, look at how many cards are coming out. I feel like you just have a lot. There's a lot of energy. Anything else for my pile ones? Thank you. Like, damn. Okay, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, same vibe. She has this huge, and I'm gonna talk about Bridgerton again. If you've not watched it, then whatever. But the queen wears these crazy elaborate outfits, like huge dresses, a crazy her hair is always like super big and things like that, and it's like she's very like showy, but on the inside, look how bare she is. On the inside, she's just wearing like a regular freaking button-up shirt, and that's it, like super boring looking, to be honest, from looking at this. Like, and it's like, again, are you putting on some kind of mask that is, maybe you have two sides of you and you need to like show the other side of you more. You don't always have to be this flashy, showy person. Like that's okay. Or maybe it's the opposite. Like maybe you are a flashy, showy person, but you keep to yourself a lot. So take what resonates, But this whole reading has very much been about you not being your authentic self. So And that's truly holding you back a bit. How can you be your authentic self, because it's one thing to acknowledge what's happening and it's another to actually do it. So let's see what your guides spirit team has to say about that. That might help you that might help you actually like be authentic when it comes to love. For my pile ones, what might help them be? What advice do you have, Spirit, for them to be their authentic self? So that they can bring love into their lives and attract love, romantic love, romance. If that's what they want, they might want something else. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I was going to say Wheel of Time. If you ever watched that show, it's really good. And then we have the Palace of Swords. Again, with the swords, you have a lot of swords. There's a lot of thinking. You definitely need to just, like, honestly stop overthinking. I feel like you cloud your judgment all the time. And also, when you have opportunities, take them. Okay, I feel like there are things that happen to you and or opportunities that are presented to you, and you, like, don't do anything with them because you're overthinking. And you hold your thoughts too close to yourself. I think you need to like talk more almost, because you need to like get these thoughts out instead of keeping them so close to you. You need to let them out. You need to express them, have other people actually know what goes on in your head. I think that'll open more opportunities of positive luck when it comes to love, because you won't be so clouded in, not even in judgment, but you just won't be overthinking so much. Yeah. I hope that made sense. But yeah, it's just like I feel like you get these opportunities and then you overthink and then you keep it to yourself. But like if you took those opportunities by being just more open, don't think that like you're weird, don't think like you have to like just literally like say what's on your mind. Obviously don't like make other people uncomfortable, like read the room, but like, you know what I mean, like you're probably not thinking anything crazy anyway, so it's like just say what's on your mind. And I think that'll help you actually turn the wheel in your favor, because you're actually being closer to your authentic self. Yeah, that's it right there. Okay, that's what I have for you, Pile 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. I also do personal readings if you want some extra like insight about anything. You can find that on my website, my Ko-fi. It's down in the link below. I also post readings on TikTok. Those are just like quick like little readings or whatever, but if you would like to follow me on there as well. And I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. If you chose this reading, this is yours. If you chose this flower, this is your reading. I want to start off by reading the flower first. It's trying to open up, as you can see. It's not dried at all, yet it's trying to open up its petals. So maybe you need to just be a little more open. But it's also yellow, and it's having a hard time sitting up by itself. It keeps just like it keeps just like falling over, and usually roses are pretty good with that, but it's also very durable. I know what kind. I don't know the exact specific epithet of this rose either, but this rose is usually super super tight and closed, and now it is, flopping open and everything, and it looks beautiful. I feel like you're actually coming out of your shell, which is really nice. And I actually think that this reading will be interesting because you might already be on the road to finding love and healing. You might just already kind of have it figured out, but let's get some cards. Let's see what your current energy is when it comes to love and relationships. Thank you again for watching this reading. Oh, look at that. Door to romance. 33 keeps popping up. It came up in the other reading too. Not this exact card, but a different card, 33. Then we have 43, man holding a coin. Interesting. See, I think that you guys are already on the road to finding romance. This is a singles reading, but I think that you've already done a lot of work. Okay, here we go. We have storm warning and attachment. You could be attached to a man of wealth or a man at work that you work with. Maybe you want there to be a door to romance. These did come reversed also, and there could be a possibility that for some of you, there is a man that can offer some kind of financial stability or just material stability in some kind of way. Maybe he seems good on paper, but you're a little closed off to him. Maybe you don't want to become attached to him because you feel like it'll be a problem. You feel like it's not going to work for some reason. It's you can feel the storm coming, so you're kind of I'm not even going to bother. But that's only for some of you. Majority of you, I think, yeah, I'm going to stop there, actually. Let me pull some tarot cards so we can get a little bit deeper to see what it is that is keeping you single right now. Maybe it is this man. Maybe it is this masculine energy. It doesn't have to be a literal man, but maybe it is just this masculine energy around you that you are attached to that is holding you back from having romance. It's every time you try to open the door of romance, this masculine energy appears. It's you have to unlearn. Oh yeah. Ooh. I think there's someone from your past. I was gonna say you have to unlearn to be able to let them go. You have to unlearn how to you have to unlearn the attachment. They might just feel very home for you, You might just have really good memories with them, enjoy things, and maybe whenever you guys do get together, if you do get together, it's always great. But I do think that it is keeping you here in this single energy, because it seems you guys are not necessarily together. I mean, it is interesting because we do have door to romance. It seems like, and I mean, the way that he's looking like he's trying to like serenade or whatever. So it's kind of just like maybe they like try to open the door to romance, but like you're not having it for some reason. I don't know, but at the same time, it's like you feel peace with them. You really enjoy the memories and the things that you've done together from before, but you are attached to them in a way that's like, okay, is there a storm coming though if I continue to talk to them? Maybe I shouldn't focus all my energy on them. Maybe I already did that and it didn't work, or it hasn't worked because we're not dating yet. So maybe I should like try something else, kind of thing. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Let's pull some more cards to see maybe if there's anything in your environment that is holding you back. Thank you. Let's see what flowers you got. Angelica, choices. Okay, interesting. And then we have Lotus, well-being. I think that you have to make a choice if you want peace or not. If you want transformation. There's butterflies on these cards. Hold on, I'm so sorry. The camera is like moving around. There's butterflies on this card, which represent transformation to me. You know, they start out as caterpillars. They start out as like a completely different animal, whatever, insect. And then they become butterflies, and now they can fly around and move and whatever. This is probably, oh, actually, just kidding. I was going to say this is probably milkweed. Meanwhile, the literal card says Angelica. I don't personally know anything about Angelica root, but the card itself is just like, these are green and the stem is brown, so it looks like it becomes woody after a while. And so these are probably newer shoots here, the green ones, which again is representing like moving into maturity, you know. And with Lotus well-being, like it's just like, what is the best thing for you? And we have the sun here with this eye, and we also have the sun here with angel wings. So it's kind of just making me think like watching the transformation, watching to see if you choose the best option for your well-being. Maybe this person is an attachment that you need to let go because they're holding you back when it comes to love. I don't think that it's gonna cause any like crazy issues, unless it's like toxic, then probably. But if it's just like, you know, you guys just hit each other up every now and then, you might hang out, do whatever, blah blah blah, you know, it's like super chill, then I feel like, you know, it's not necessarily gonna cause a huge thing, but it is stopping you from like expanding in a way. It is stopping you from transforming, from maturing, from understanding your past lessons and moving forward from them. So keep that in mind. That could be something holding you back. Let's see what your angels, your spirit team has to say. Maybe they can be a little more specific with how to let go of this person, or if anything else might help. Pile twos. Look at that. We have Page of Cups. She's out in the ocean, seemingly, but she feels stuck in a fishbowl. She has all the space in the world to swim around and live her life as a fish, and yet she still feels trapped. So maybe if this person makes you feel stuck, Like maybe when they reach out, like you feel like, ugh, I shouldn't go back. But then like you do, because you're like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like maybe it really is holding you back. Maybe you try to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. Sorry, I dropped a card. Maybe you're trying to give yourself the benefit of the doubt of like, oh, it's not holding me back. But deep down, you do feel as though you're not, you're not growing. You can't grow if you're in this, oh, what was that? You can't grow if you're in this fishbowl. You know, you can't explore other options if you're in this fishbowl. All you're going to see is whatever is in the bowl. And then we have the Three of Pentacles here. This looks like a ruin to me. It does not look like they're trying to build to this. And I know that that's normally what it is, but I mean, not normally, but like, I don't know, the Three of Pentacles. But I don't know. It looks like a ruin to me. And just because I feel like we're talking about somebody probably that like you already have some kind of relationship with, it seems like again, like you just like want to grow. You want to like be out here and explore and whatever. But you just keep, you're still working on, it's making me think of the big bad wolf and the three little pigs. Like the wolf just keeps coming back to blow the house down, to blow the tower down before it can finish building, to the point where it's like you have a choice. Remember with Angelica Root, choices, where it's like you have a choice to either stop the wolf from coming into your house and building it with bricks so that you can reach this point of being finished and done and being able to see high and wide all around, because now you're high up rather than being stuck on the ground, or allowing them to keep coming in and bulldozing to keep blowing down your house. You know what I mean? That's, yeah. They're holding you back more than you think. I don't know like how necessarily, because the universe is like weird, but it's like, I guess if you keep accepting the energy, that's the energy that you're going to keep getting. And if you're fine with that, then that's fine. But if you want like a true like love, romance, whatever, then you're going to have to change that. Any other advice from your spirit team? Thank you. Last but not least, we have the Page of Pentacles. Oh, look at that. Same vibe. Again, it's like you have this like stone. She looks like she has an idea. She knows where she wants to go, but she has to start. I just don't think you've started yet. Again, I said in the beginning, like it felt like you just know already. And I think you do know already. I think you do know that you feel trapped still when it comes to love, and maybe this person is doing that, or maybe there's even just like a situation that involves this idea of stability that you're attached to, and it's not true stability, maybe just something like that, but it's something from the past, and it reminds you of home. It makes you feel like home, whatever. And maybe it is your home even. Like it could be like your quite literal home environment that maybe is holding you back a bit. But you know what you want. I think you're just worried, not even worried, but I think you just have to figure out how to get there. But it's like I feel like your guides are saying to just start with the opportunity of your choices. Think about your choices before you make them. If this person comes back and you know you don't want them, maybe try not to just fold immediately and see what happens. Maybe something different will happen if you block them from coming to blow down this house again. maybe eventually it will cause you to be so big that you break out of the bowl or you jump out, even something like that. But I think you have to try something new, and eventually you will be able to have this beautiful statue that you've created yourself. Love it. Okay, that's what I have for you, pile 2. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got something out of this. Your reading was pretty quick. You seem to, again, it seems like you already know the vibes. So I didn't have to go too much into detail and stuff like that. But thank you again for watching. If you would like a personal reading, I do those. I also sell spell jars and things like that and candles on Etsy. If you are interested in helping your cult, bring in this love, everything is linked down below. You can go to my Ko-fi, that's my website for a reading, and my Etsy shop link is also down there. And please like and follow if you enjoyed this reading and you would like more. It really helps my channel. Thank you so much. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Today, this is for my singles. We're going to see what is causing you to continue to be single. Carnations are all about longevity. These flowers last so long. You can buy them mini or like big like this, or you can grow them obviously, but I usually buy cut flowers. But they just last such a long time, truly. And I feel like maybe this has been a long time coming for you, just like this love almost. So maybe this reading will be more about the future rather than what it is that you need to fix or maybe focus on. We'll see what the cards say, but I feel like it's just been a long time coming, or you've just been in this period of singleness for a very long time, and then we'll have to see how to get you out of that. But here we go. Let us begin. First, I'm just gonna pull some energy cards. I'm feeling my accent right now, so sorry. I spent a week with my bestie, and she's from England, so I've been hearing an accent a lot, but here we go. My pile 3s. What's your vibe? Very balanced. You might have to, maybe you need to create something. Sacral chakra. Maybe you had a baby. You have a kid. Oh wow, and we have the 4th chakra, the heart chakra. Did I say sacral chakra before? That's what I meant to say. We have the sacral chakra and the heart chakra, and then we have yin and yang. So it's clear to me that you need to balance your sacral and your heart chakras. They need to be a bit more in harmony. You might create a lot, but emotionally, you might be very action oriented, but emotionally you're not there. You're not as open. So maybe that's just a little out of balance. Everybody has a masculine and a feminine. The masculine is action, doing things. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I need water so bad. It gets so hot in my room because I have some of my candles lit. If you're ever in a power outage, light your fucking taper candles. Fire safety, of course. I always have a candle holder and whatever, and I never leave them unattended, but you just light those bad boys, you will have heat, I promise you. It's crazy. And I always forget that candles make heat for some reason, but okay. But yeah. Anyway, everybody has masculine and feminine energy. The masculine is action oriented, doing things, creating the change, creating just in general, right? And then the heart chakra, not the heart chakra, and the feminine is more inner, things. So like listening to your intuition and your emotions, how you feel, exploring those emotions as well, exploring your inner sanction through your dreams or meditation or journaling, whatever you choose. Oh, sorry. And just like receiving. Okay, so I think that you need to just like balance that. I think that'll help you with your romance journey for my pile threes that have chosen this. Like I said, I think that you've just like been single for so long that like you don't even realize that you're out of balance because this is like your norm, you know? Alright, let's pull some tarot cards to see a little deeper what else could be holding you back from having a relationship or romance, whatever. Again, if you feel called to any other piles, you may go on and watch those. Let's see what else my pile threes. Oh, this deck doesn't want to talk. It doesn't want to talk to you. Oh, there we go. I don't know, that's kind of a lot of cards. I don't really like to pull when it's like a lot of cards. I'm gonna pull these two because I'm like holding them. Oh, look at that, Temperance. That's hilarious. You see how that happens? 10 of Wands. Yeah, you just need to like release a bit. I'm gonna put all these back because I don't take when there's like a crazy amount of cards. Wow, but yeah, you definitely need to like, oh, and she has fire here and water there, so it's like, to me that like fire always represents, you know, action, and water is like, water goes with the flow, so I feel like that's a little more feminine. Let's see what else here. We have the 3 of Coins, 3 of Pentacles, whatever you want to call it, 9 of Cups, and the Sun. Beautiful. Okay. I think you're trying to find peace with what you have, but what you have is not what you want. It's just not what you want. Or what you have is burdening you and you don't even realize. And you can have this peace, you can have the Sun, but it just requires a bit more balance. I think that like maybe like your work-life balance almost is like a little off. Or you just think, it's like you think that like what you have is enough and you're trying to like mold it into what you want it to be, but you can't. Especially if this is a person that we're talking about. If you are with someone, I mean, this is for singles, but maybe you were with someone before, or I don't know, maybe you could be with someone and you just decided to watch this for whatever reason. Maybe you tried to like mold someone into the person that you want, but that's just not, like, it causes too much stress and burden on you and the other person. And after a while, it made your sacral chakra and your heart chakra a bit unbalanced because you were trying to create something that was kind of coming from the heart, but like at the end of the day, you can't change somebody's heart, you know? So maybe that's why those 2 cards came out. But yeah, now you need to seek balance and accept people, like learn to accept people for how they are. Now, obviously, if they are like harming themselves in some kind of way, emotionally, physically, whatever, or harming you, then obviously don't accept that. But like, you know what I mean? Just like, love is about like working with and in tandem together, not just like, I want you to be like this, so change. You know, you can't just tell somebody to change. You shouldn't have to change yourself to be loved either, you know? You should find someone that just like loves you. Again, if they're trying to better you, and you're trying to better yourself, that's fine. Like, obviously do that, but like, overall, it shouldn't be about changing your personality. But yeah, I think again, you can have the peace, you can have the sun, but just try to not force something with someone that is you're like not compatible with, or something like that. Or even just do things. I don't know, there's like this energy of like creating. Maybe you're an artist. Maybe you are an artist. Let's see what else comes out. Maybe there's something in your environment. Anemone. An Astromeria. Well, this is interesting because both of these flowers came out in vases, which is beautiful. I haven't seen them in a vase before. I mean, not a vase before. Let me stop. But no, the other cards, they don't all come in vases like this. So maybe that is a representation. And look, it's 12 and 21. Anticipation and fondness. So it's a mirror as well, which I think is interesting with the yin yang, because they kind of like, you know, you mirror each other, like white and black, dark and light, whatever you want to call it. And they're very colorful. Very colorful. This one here looks like it has coins at the bottom, like gold almost. And then there's like these hummingbirds. And then this one, it looks like there's a little beetle here and some of the flowers are falling off. So this one's interesting because the flowers are falling off and the flowers are at the bottom, but this one, it's like gold, but nothing is falling off. I wonder if that means anything. It probably does. I just have to like, you know, go with the vibes. But I think you like to anticipate how a person is going to be. And it makes you fond of people, but at the same time, if they're not exactly what you thought that they were going to be and what you anticipated, that's when maybe you start to like want to create change of them. And it's like, no, you have to just accept their heart for how it is. Because again, you're burdening yourself and the other person. It shouldn't be like difficult like that. So maybe that's just like something that like you should be a little mindful of when you do have a relation, and maybe you need to take time to like think about your past relationships with other people, because were you anticipating them to be one way and then trying to change them? Interesting. I feel like there's one more card in here that wants to come out though. We got two. Forget-me-nots. We have intelligence and carnations. Fearlessness. Oh my god! I just realized that you have a carnation. Oh my god, I love that so much. I love like synchronicities like that. Okay. So I feel like maybe you want someone that's like smart. You want someone intelligent. You want someone that like pours into your cup. I think that's what you anticipate almost. And if they don't give you that, you have like no fear when it comes to like saying it or trying to get that, you know. But I just feel like the forget-me-nots are growing from this person's hand, it seems like, which I think is interesting. And again, you have your sacral chakra out, so I just feel like you are a very creative person. You can create something out of nothing just from your thoughts. I mean, everybody can, but I think you're particularly good at it. Maybe you should use that more. Maybe you do a better job like imagining the kind of person that you want, and then the universe is like, okay, here. You know, like you're not fearless with your desires. You want what you want, and you make that very clear. And because it's very clear, the universe is like, okay, here you go. Maybe you don't do that enough. Maybe you feel a burden with that 10 of wands of like being like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't like expect a person to be this way. Like I was just saying before, like don't try and change a person, obviously, but you know, the universe is going to give you as close as it can. But I think that maybe you stopped doing that. Maybe you stopped trying to create a person for you because you were like, okay, well, it's not working. So, but I think it would work if you did it before you actually met the person, and then let the universe bring the person to you, rather than you choosing a person and then being like, okay, I need you to be like this. Does that make sense? Like, start the manifesting before you meet someone. Don't put it on someone. And then let the universe bring the person to you instead. That might be very helpful in your journey. Let's just see what advice your spirit team has for you, and then we're all done. Today was a very chill, calm reading. I really loved this. 6 of Wands. Yeah, like I feel like you can have the victory for sure that you're like looking for. I think you should just be in tune with yourself, you know. Don't have fear of like what you want. Just don't try to change someone is all. I think that was the only difference that you really needed. 3 of Wands. Yeah, like it's just like I feel like you are a very calculated person, but at the same time you want to walk on your own, you know, even if it doesn't make any sense to anyone else. And maybe you just like need a person like that. And I think that because that's how you are, because you create your own path with your sacral chakra and like everything, like I feel like follow your heart. Because you create your own path, you kind of need to I was gonna say something so profound and I just completely lost that thought. Okay, well, sorry. But there's something about you creating your own path that's like different from everyone else's. You might want very specific things in a relationship, and I just think that it's kind of like you need to put it more out there. Find a more creative way to bring it into your life rather than doing it the way that everybody else does it. Don't go like, I don't think like dating apps or something is like gonna work the best for you. I think you have to like forge your own dating path for some reason. I don't really know how, but like maybe literally you just like going out by yourself and just like doing it organically the way that people used to before social media and stuff. That might help for you. I don't know, but I feel like you would have victory with it, but you just need to like figure out like a little bit more of like a game plan kind of thing. And I feel like if you told the universe like, this is what I want, this is in alignment with myself, with my heart, how can I create this? The universe will kind of like help you create that for you. Oh, I love that. And remember, you got carnation again, so be fearless, okay? Don't worry. Ask for what you want, babe. You will get it. I've been asking for Massimo, like. Oh, great. Okay, but yeah, that's what I have for you, my pile threes. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. Sorry that I was gone, like I said, but I'm back now. I'll try to post every week. I also post on TikTok if you would like to follow that. The link is below. It should be in my link tree. But also I do personal readings, so if you would like to get a personal reading just to get a little more information, you absolutely can book a reading with me on my Ko-fi. That link is also below. And if you are interested in any love spell jars or candles, things like that, I also sell those on my Etsy shop. So you can vibe with that too. But if not, that's totally fine. Thank you for being here, and I will see you at the next reading. Bye. Hello, my pile fours. Mwah. He loves me not. Picking the roses. It actually smells really good. Okay, this is your pile if you chose the red rose. Red rose is just classic. I feel like you want a classic romance, a classic love. You're just like, I want someone to yearn for me, court me, be with me. Sorry, I'm watching Bridgerton. I'm rewatching Bridgerton. I love Bridgerton. I didn't like the third season, but the second season is my absolute favorite. And I watched the first one, and then now I'm watching Kate and Anthony, and I'm very Bridgerton-esque lately, so please bear with me. But again, I think that because you chose the rose, you want more of a classic romance. So let's see how we can bring that in for you. What is your current energy, and how is it stopping you a bit from having what you want? You're not following the path. You're not following the path that you should be following. You keep veering off almost because you're getting distracted, or maybe also you might even, this might also be it, you might be like wanting to take the temple path, wanting to take that classical path of love, because maybe that's how you feel you will get it, but maybe that is not in the cards for you. Maybe you're supposed to have a more interesting type of love that is different, because you are a healer. You are a healer. I think your relationship will heal others as well as yourself, but it has to be it has to be felt. It has to be felt. I think sometimes you ignore your feelings and you move towards what you think is right, and that is not helpful at all. It is stopping you. It is veering you off the path. You have to follow your gut, your intuition. Because I think that this relationship, this classic relationship that you want, is going to be healing to more people than you think. It's more than just yourself. So you have to like follow kind of a specific, it's weird. It's like you have to follow a specific path, but not the path that you think. But it'll lead you to caring connections for sure. And I think that you just want a classic kind of love because you want this caring connection. A lot of people don't have that nowadays, so I get it. Let's get some tarot cards and we'll see what it is what else could be kind of holding you back a bit. Get a bit more details for my pile fours. Thank you for being here. Whoa. You want victory. You want the see-all end goal, maybe, of being married. But you must release these ideas that maybe you're not good enough, maybe you can't have that. Something makes you feel like a victim. And then we have the King of Wands. You need to like learn from your past lessons. Okay. With the temple path, like I said, I think that you are like, I want to walk a certain path, right? Like I said before, I think that there is a specific path that you should be walking to receive the kind of love that you're looking for. However, at the same time, you also need to create that path yourself. And the only way that you are going to create that path the way that it should be created is if you take your past experiences and change how you move forward based on that. So, example, let's say you're walking through the forest and then you go left and then it's terrible and there's a bear and you're like, what the hell? So you go back this way and then you walk through the forest a little bit more and then you're like, no, I think I'm gonna go back, and then you go back this way again and then you're like, damn it, the bear's still there. No, go somewhere else. It's like you keep going the same way and then the universe is like, babe, you're not going the right way, so like I'm gonna keep closing this door for you. You're gonna keep running into the bear over there. The bear's not going to move from that location because that's where the bear's nest is. Stop going that way. So You need to like be the king of wands and be like, okay, I already went to the left and it was terrible. I went forward a little bit and it would look a little scary. So you know what? Why don't we try to go right? And then you're like, oh, perfect. I went right and now I'm having no problems. I went all the way around and now I don't have any obstacles. But oop, wait a minute. I ran into something else. I went this way and there was another bear. So instead of me doing what I did last time and continuing to go back to the bear hoping that it'll move, no, I'm just going to go this way because I've learned that the bear is not going to move. And then boom, you end up somewhere else. Does that make sense? I really hope it does. It's kind of like when you're playing that maze game, or like not Pac-Man, but like just like literally that maze game where like you have to just like get out, and it's like, okay, I already went this way and it was blocked, so like I need to figure out a different route. I think that is what you need to do. Take those lessons. It's kind of like the Maze Runner. The runners had to go out and like make a map and figure out like, okay, this way we can't go, this way we can, this way is open at this time, whatever. And then they take all of that knowledge that they have of everything that they've learned while they went out in the maze, and that is how they have the perfect map to know how to go to get out. Boom. That's what you need to do. Again, you have to kind of create it because there's something here about this being like a very healing thing. So maybe you have to follow your healing journey almost, but it'll lead you to victory. It'll lead you to what you want, but you gotta let go of the idea that the universe is blocking you from having love, because the universe is not blocking you from having love. You just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it's not working, and you need to try something else. You need to take the lessons and pay attention. What are the patterns that you keep going back to over and over and over again? And then it'll get you to move forward. Boom. Don't even need anything else with that. Let's see if there's anything in your environment that might be holding you back, or just like outside of you. It's 1:11 on the clock. Yep. New beginnings, starting anew, trying something different. Oh my god, it's so hot in here. It is so hot in here, you have no idea. Hebe, value, forget me not, intelligence. I'm gonna have to use the book because I don't know what the hell this is talking about. Hold on one moment. I haven't had to use the book for any of the other piles, but for you I will, because I want you to have the best. All right, hold on one second. 38. I don't want to read this whole thing. Sorry, hold on. Negative emotions and the physical effects of time have no place in your happy future destiny. See, I do feel like you have victory coming up, which is nice. Emblematic of eternal life, because Hebe, the evergreen bushy shrub that keeps its leaves in winter, pertains to your aspirations leading to enduring fruitfulness. Hebe, which self-seeds to produce new plants, is a sign you will thrive and value yourself. So maybe you don't thrive and value yourself. Like, because again, this is like maybe like what are like some outside things. Maybe somebody has not valued you before, and so it made you feel like you could not forge your own path in love, or you could not have this love that you're looking for, but that's not true. You absolutely can. It's a lot about just like enduring rewards coming. The scented flower, recognized for its attractive beauty and bountiful nectar, foretells you will attract people like bees to a honeypot. Helping someone who is worthy will bring you warm appreciation and affection. You could achieve your heart's desire. I'm attracted to you. I can provide for you. The flower symbolizes loyal, faithful love, devotion, protection, healing, support, and joy. Interesting. I'm going to pull some clarifying cards. Sorry, I did not mean to curse. I have my candles lit, but like I don't understand why it's so hot. Okay, 4 of Wands. I guess it's hot outside. I didn't think about that. See, you want like a classic romance, like a wedding. I love that. But it's interesting here because atop the wedding cake thing or whatever, it's like nighttime and she's dressed a little odd. It looks like they're switched. It looks like the man is over here and the woman is over here, but on the bottom, like on the cake, the woman is to the left and the man is to the right. So again, it's like you want a classic romance, but I think that the way that you are going to achieve it, to get it, is going to be a bit different than what you are actually thinking of. And I think you need to be a little bit more open-minded with how you are going to receive love, because I don't think that it is going to be exactly what you think it is in your head. You need to there's a different path for you. I'm so sorry to tell you. It's not going to be like anything bad or anything. Like I think you're going to have a beautiful love. It's just like, you know how like when you read books and it's like the book is like a specific trope. Like I feel like you like a specific trope and like it's not going to happen in that trope, babe. Example, I love an enemies to lovers. Every single romance thing that I read, like I love an enemies to lovers, or like a yearning and like a way that like the girl never knows what the guy is thinking, meanwhile he's like totally in love with her. Like I love that kind of trope, and I tend to like men that are giving they hate me. Not to like, I mean, not literally, I would never be with someone that was like rude or anything, but just like it just comes with like a certain demeanor of a man, I guess. And I tend to gravitate towards that because I'm like, I love an enemies to lover trope, so like let me have it. But it's like, girl, maybe that's not it for me, baby. Like maybe the man that I fall in love with is supposed to be a super nice, friendly guy. I don't fucking know. But that's the vibe that I'm getting for you. That's like the message that I feel like your guides are telling you. Like you want a specific classic thing, which is fine. But you have to be a little bit more open, babe, because it's just what you have in mind is just not the full picture. I think it's just not the full picture, and you're gonna have to just, you know, go with the vibes. They keep sending you in a different direction for a reason, and you just like keep going back to your other thing, and it's like, no, we're sending you this way because you need to go this way. Yeah. I think that's the only thing that's holding you back. It's like you get it, but not really. But you're almost there. So I have faith in you. That's what I have for you. That was a really short reading. Sorry. I mean, I said it was going to be pretty short. So, but yeah, thank you so much for being here. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope you got something out of it, my pile fours. I hope that you have this beautiful classic red love that you are looking for. It might be a little different than what you ultimately expected, but that's all right. Just go with the flow. I do personal readings. If you are interested, you can find that below at my Ko-fi what's it called, and then like link, sorry. I also do different candles and spell jars, like intention candles. If you're interested in that, on my Etsy shop you can get those to burn while you pray or whatever, make your plan to get your person, whatever. So I do sell that on Etsy if you're interested. That is also linked below. And I do other readings, just fun cutesy little quick readings on TikTok if you are interested in that. So all of that to say, thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.